Luka Doncic and RJ Barrett. What are the differences between those two players? Well, RJ Barrett didn't have many expectations coming into the 2021 season, and Luka Doncic was projected to be the best player in the NBA, but he isn't. Luka Doncic last year averaged 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, and he was 20 years old in that season. Therefore, his expectations for the rest of his career were really high. So many NBA analysts said that he was the greatest 20-year-old in NBA history. Some NBA fans said that he could average a 35-point triple-double. The man was hyped up. He proved that he deserved his expectations. He hit that one game winner against the Los Angeles Clippers in the playoffs. He absolutely carried the Dallas Mavericks, and he finished 4th in MVP voting as a second-year player. Therefore, the NBA media, fans, analysts, and everyone that had to do with the NBA raised Luka Doncic's expectations. So fans thought that he would be an amazing player, and of course he was still amazing for the fact that he got into NBA, but even more amazing than he was in the 2019-2020 season. But if you put their 2020 stats and their 2021 stats side by side, they are not much different. The only difference is that Luka Doncic is getting slightly fewer rebounds, and he's a better defensive player. He is also getting a lot more assists, but regardless, he is still basically averaging a 30-point triple-double. But Luka Doncic this season is also more efficient than last year. Last season, he shot 46% from the field and 32% from three-point range. This season, he shot 48% from the field and 36% from behind the arc. But context is also important. The Dallas Mavericks have played 35 games this season. Maxi Kleber, who was a key piece to the Dallas Mavericks in the playoffs, has only played 21 games this season. That's only 60% of the games. Kristaps Porzingis, who is an all-star caliber player, has only played 19 games. That's 54% of the total games that Dallas Mavericks have played. And most importantly, Boban Marjanovic. He has only played 18 games. But on a real note, the Dallas Mavericks are being very impacted by injuries and the COVID-19 virus. It's rare a player on the Dallas Mavericks plays over 65 games, and Luka Doncic has to take that whole load on his back. And it's not like he's not putting up absurd numbers. It's just he's not reaching those 30-point per game expectations. But most people think expectations changed Luka Doncic in a bad way. That is not true at all. In fact, majority of the expectations actually helped him become a very popular NBA player. Let me show you what I mean. When Luka was in Europe, he was definitely not expected to become what he is today. And because of that, the Phoenix Suns didn't select Luka Doncic at the number 1 overall pick. They selected DeAndre Ayton, and he didn't get picked second because he didn't have high enough expectations. And therefore, he landed on the Dallas Mavericks, which was a perfect fit for him. So Luka Doncic having low expectations at the start helped him to be on the best possible fit in the Dallas Mavericks. And I'm a bit disappointed because about 1 month ago, I made a Luka Doncic video, and I made it as a message. I talked about how great Luka was, and I wanted it to get a lot of views because I wanted Luka to get recognized more. But he is still massively underrated. When Russell Westbrook put up virtually the same stats as Luka, but he did it as a 28-year-old and he did it way less efficiently, people were talking about it so much. Now Luka Doncic does it, but with better efficiency, better team impact, much higher shot IQ, and does it at a way younger age. And it's all of a sudden not a big deal. Luka Doncic is not getting talked about enough. His crafty plays, amazing shooting, and his incredible game winners are not being mentioned by the NBA community. I think it's because he grew up in Europe, and if he grew up in America, then he would be way more popular because he would go to a popular high school in the US and get really famous that way. And the reason why Luka Doncic is so good will actually shock you all. When Luka Doncic was very young, he was always the best player on the court. When Doncic was 9 years old, he played on a club team, and he played in a game. In the first half of that game, scouts noticed that Luka was way better than the competition his age. So he got moved to the 11-year-old group, and still dominated there. Then he went to the 14-year-old group, and still dominated. But eventually, he got so good that he played against competition that was often bigger and stronger than him. So he needed to develop moves to fake the bigger guys out, and he did just that. He mastered all the fancy moves and carried that small guy get past the big guy mentality. And now he's above average in height in the NBA, and he has the handles and passing of a point guard. Not just any ordinary point guard, the passing of Luka Doncic. No one is as good as him in the passing and playmaking department. And this season, he has become a lot more versatile. He's gotten so much better at defense to the point where he is officially top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting. He is amazing, but over-raising the bar, considering he's on a struggling Mavericks team, wasn't a great idea. He is a great player, but he isn't up to expectations. I think he will eventually win an MVP, and he will eventually reach those expectations, but NBA fans and the media aren't the best with predictions. Luka Doncic, when it comes to numbers, is what he's known for, and I have a chart to show you guys that. This is a chart of some of the best 20-year-olds in NBA history and their PER. Luka Doncic has the best PER in NBA history for a 20-year-old, over LeBron James, over Shaquille O'Neal. That is absolutely crazy. Make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. We are at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Vrunnn, and that's my take. Peace.